How do you make a cinematic movie? Let's start with the basics. Most of what really is gonna make your movie cinematic is gonna have to do with the camera and the way you're going to position it. It's really all about that. So before we're gonna start getting into it, I want you to click this phone/tablet button, and probably when you're gonna first open it, it's gonna be a phone. So you're gonna change it from whatever you got to HD 720. It should fit on most computers, hopefully. And this right here is what we're really gonna have to work with. This is the space we're given to take shots, and this is what the space we're given. I'm repeating myself. So first, let's get out Moon Animator and make new animation. We're gonna want to add a camera. You can easily do that by just clicking camera button over here and clicking add camera, and then we get this. So allow me to quickly insert a character. Alright, get down, there you go. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna set our FOV to something between 30 and 50. What this really does is it just, well, most movies have really low FOV. This way, you can focus the viewer's attention on something that's more important than something that's not important. Because if you have all of this space, it's just too much. That's the way I think of it, but really just makes it look better in general. I don't know why, but it does. You have 70 FOV by default, and 70 FOV is really good for like when you're playing a game, but now when you're making a movie, you want to have a lower FOV. The next thing I want to talk about is how do you properly set up a shot. So for example, we want to focus on this character right here. We want to just assume that he's talking to someone, and we want to focus on him. So I mean, there's a lot of ways you can set up this shot, but the really general rule is over here. So if we go over here to camera, you can click this toggle rule of thirds, and it will make this little red graph appear. And this is called rule of thirds. A lot of photographers use this, and it's a really useful tool in general. So adobe.com states that the rule of thirds is a composition guideline that places your subjects in the left or right third of an image, leaving the other two thirds more open. So this is it's a proper way to set up a shot. You can use this if you're gonna use this so you can better set up a shot. For example, I can put my character over here, and it's one corner is over here, and the other corner is over here, and they're both on the character. So the viewer is going to focus on the character, not whatever is going on behind them. But let's say, for example, if we set up the shot like this, then I mean, we wouldn't really know what are we supposed to focus on. Are we supposed to focus on this void? Are we supposed to focus on this character? So it's really useful tool to set up a shot. Yeah. One more thing is there's this effects tab. So I'm gonna talk about letterboxing really quickly. It adds this really cool cinematic effect. It just, I don't know what makes this cool, but I like using it. You can see it through my Day Racer series. I use letterboxing. It's a really good effect. You can add it by yourself, but if you don't know how to add it, it's right here. Really simple, and makes the shot look really cool. First, let me ask you something. Does the first shot look better or the second one? I bet you said it's the second one. It's really important to set your scene, as a really good background can make the whole thing look better in general. It applies for anything. Then really, it doesn't really take much to get a really good background. You can build it yourself, Or if you're like me and you're lazy, then you can just search up something like building, and then I mean, there you go. This one looks nice, for example. You just make a road out, put these like somewhere you can like look up road, the road over here or something, and just you can really build just with using free models. But I mean, sometimes it really helps to just make something yourself, but it's fine if you just use free models. Just never have empty background. Make sure every single shot it's either way covered by like a building or some other sort of thing, so that you don't see like the void, and just because you would never walk outside in real world and you just see a big void. That's not how it works. And you don't even really need to build like a whole entire city. For example, if I want a shot of my character in the city, I can just position my camera like this so that you can't see the void. You see the building right here. You can, like, for example, put cars too if you want to. Just really add to the atmosphere. And yeah, it doesn't take too much, but just such a simple thing like this can make the whole thing look better. Also, for example, you can like add fog in order, if you like don't want to build too far on the street like this, you can, for example, like just add fog to cover it all. You can easily add fog by going over here to lighting, going to atmosphere, and then you can just like mess around with these. But like this one adds fog, you can like change its color. I don't know how this works, but if you know how this works, then you know you can mess with this stuff. Yeah, and then see, you can just make fog, and then you don't really see the void, so you can just use less buildings. You can obviously make this fog look a lot nicer. I just did it really quickly for an example, but you can just cover it all with fog and you'll be fine. I'm not gonna get too far into how the camera works and everything, but I'm just gonna explain a few things about camera. So let's open my animation over here. Let's add the camera and let's set the OFV to 30. Okay. This thing broke for me for some reason, the phone/tablet button. I've been getting comments that for you guys this button also breaks. It breaks for me too. If this happens to you, just close your Roblox Studio and then reopen it again, and it should be fixed. I don't know why it's happening. It's Roblox problem. But anyway, so it's important to have movement in your movie or video, because this way it's more fun, so that you know something moving, not just stationary shots, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna set the shot over here on this car first, and then we're gonna drive the attention over there to that car. So we can click on the C. In order to add a frame for this, we're gonna click plus, select C frame. Then we're gonna click plus on our number pad. Then you're gonna move this line to whatever you want. I'll say around here. You can then go over here to this car, and then we can select this line again and click plus on our number pad, and it'll add a keyframe again. I explained this in my basic animation tutorial, but I want to explain it again here. And then if you click spacebar, it's gonna move, so the camera moves. I think this is a bit too quick, so I'm gonna move it back so that it takes a bit longer. So yeah, there we go. We're drawing the attention from this car to this car, and it looks cool. One other thing you can do is you can select these. We're actually gonna select the first keyframe. I'm gonna click 7 on our number pad, and then it's gonna open this thing, and then we're gonna change it to sign. And now what this really does is it changes the time that it gets to this point. It doesn't change it, but The only thing it does is it makes it slow in the beginning, then it makes it fast in the middle, and then it makes it slow again. So it's like, it makes it look smooth. The camera doesn't actually, doesn't move smoother, it's just the time it arrives is a bit more different. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, so that's how you can make it move. Another thing you can also do, let's get rid of these keyframes over here. Let's go back to this car, set a shot over here. If you click camera, you can go over here to rotation, and then you can rotate the camera by these values. So if you use your scroll wheel, you can change these values. For example, I can point it up or down. I can point this direction on the y-axis, that's x-axis, and then there's also Z. Now Z is the one that's really interesting. So you can actually tilt your camera like this and make some really cool shots. I'm gonna tilt this way. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just move out. Oh, so if you will move your thing, it will go away, so you'll have to set it again. So then we're gonna set a keyframe. We're gonna add a keyframe to C frame. Then we're gonna move this. Gonna move our camera over here. Then they can rotate the camera like that. Then the camera moves like this. So you can basically angle the camera. I really like this feature. It's cool. I enjoy it. Yeah. Another way you can use this camera rotation feature is, for example, when you're pointing at the character and he's talking, you can make the camera move around, not just stand like that. You can even add movement there. So on the screen you see an example of how I did that in my Day Racer series 3 episodes, and my 3rd episode, the camera is just moving around like that. So it's really not that difficult to make. All you do is point at the character. We're gonna go over here to camera. We're gonna click rotation, and then we're gonna put it like that, for example. And then we'll move this line back here. We're gonna go a bit down with our camera, and then we're gonna rotate it like this. And then we're gonna add a C frame, so it moves like this. Also, what you can do is you can move this keyframe back, and then we can copy the one in the beginning, so that it then goes back. So why are you not working? There we go. So in order to copy frames, it's Shift C to copy and then Shift V to paste. So yeah. So then camera can go back down and then can go back up. And if you want to make this smooth, just select these, click sound on your number pad, and just select, put it to sign, and in and out. Yeah. And then, so this is what it looks like. You can make the wobbling a bit less, but I like doing that. So yeah, that's it for the camera. It would be really generous if you subscribe if you appreciate any of the work being done here in any kind of way. Other than that, thank you guys for watching.